Hey everyone, Marathon Hurdler here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. Last time we attempted to kidnap the president, only to realize that the person that we did end up kidnapping was nothing more than a body double, which was not too good for us. Uh, so now what we're going to be doing is heading into town to figure out what Galbadia is up to at the TV station. But first I wanted to show this off. If you come back to Renoa's room, I don't know if you could do this earlier, but certainly after you finish your mission, you can come here and get the Pet Pals Volume 2. I should go ahead and show off how that works really quick here. Let's see, you click on a magazine, and then you have the ability to learn a new limit break for Renoa. So if we go into her status screen real quick here, you can see that, yeah, I could now learn Angelo Strike or Angelo Recover. However, I don't want to do that, because if I learn these abilities, then they become eligible, obviously, for her to use in her limit breaks, and I want to limit the size of the attacks that she has to just the ones that I really find to be useful, slash the ones that I have no choice but to have because she comes with them. So, let's see. One other thing I want to do before moving on, I want to go ahead and modify a Cockatrice card really quick there. Use Status Magic Refine on that Cockatrice Pinion and give some breaks to Renoa, because we will need those in the upcoming area. And let's go ahead and spread out some more Curas, just for the sake of it. Let's see, give a couple to Renoa, a couple to Zell, and then a couple to Squall. Alright? And then we'll just quickly heal up here before we head out. And I think we're good to go. So, yeah, let's head on down to talk to Zone, and I think that's the trigger to getting into the next area, and then we'll be set to go then. Keep forgetting I got to come up in front of him to be able to talk to him. All right. I guess that makes sense. Gotta have tight security when the president's in town. Alright. Yeah, I'm ready. Of course you will. Because apparently no one else around here wants to get their hands dirty. Renoa's the only one who's jumping in. I guess that's why she's the princess. Though, I think she would qualify more to be a queen if she's the only one doing any work here. I guess Watch gathers information. I really don't know what Zone does, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty weird. It's particularly weird that he was polite, because nobody in Galbadia is polite, at least from what I've seen. They're all jerks and deducting pay for no reason. See, no one thought to report this earlier. I'm just saying, if you knew all this was a big deal, why wouldn't you say something earlier than that? Also, if you're worried about inflicting harm on the citizens, why would you have not thought about that before you invaded their country, or their town, or city, or whatever Timber is? I guess Timber's not really a country. It's an independent town? I have no idea. Anyway, this is what happens when you train your soldiers in an authoritarian regime. You're not going to exactly get them concerned about due process. But, whatever. I suppose that's supposed to be our warning that there are soldiers running around, so we can run into random encounters with them, but we have the Encounter None ability equipped, so that's not really something we're going to have to worry about, which is pretty nice. Oh, so you do have some more information for us. Okay. What direction is that? That's not helpful at all. I guess that's the second warning that there are soldiers in the city. I don't think we're going to need to worry about that, but thanks for the tip. Who is the old man? You just keep saying things in places like we know where they are. We're not geographers here. We don't know where everything is. Alright, you didn't hear the train leaving. You were standing right beside it and you didn't hear it take off. Anyway. Let's head into the pet shop here first. Now this isn't particularly necessary, but I figured I'd go ahead and, just for the sake of completion, I'd buy the Pet Pals magazines there, and we can show off what abilities you can learn from these. Invincible Moon is actually a useful ability, now that I think about it. For some reason I thought that was in a later magazine, but I think there's only 6 of them, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, Reverse is not a good ability though, so we're not worried about that one. But I do want to go ahead and learn Invincible Moon. Because that is a useful ability, and it takes a while to learn, so we might as well get started on it now. Now, before we head... So, Timber Maniacs is to the east, I guess, from our vantage point there. But before we do that, there are a couple of things we can check out here. First, we have a little cutscene with Renoa talking about the trains again. Well, I guess it's a very short cutscene. I thought there was going to be a little back and forth there, but I guess not. Secondly, we have the Timber Hotel here. We can't stay in the hotel. If you need to rest, you can't stay there, but there is a little cutscene here. Let's see. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, let's try that one again. It's not a super important cutscene, so it's not as if it's like game breaking or anything, but it's kind of funny, so I might as well show it off. I don't know if I have to talk to her before she walks over. Yeah, just wait for her to walk over, and then you talk to her. Oh, or I guess you just talk to her twice. Yeah, better than Noah's. Yeah, sure you did. Didn't you just say you didn't work hard on it on purpose? Well, that's awkward looking. This is a very awkward looking. that was pretty awkward looking. I did not intend to have their bodies positioned like that, but that was. Renoa looked like she was in a very compromised position. Anyway, moving on. The weapon shop is directly to the left of Timber Hotel, but I'm not really worried about upgrading my weapons until we are able to get the best weapons in the game, so I'm not worried about that. Then you come here, there's a little cutscene where these guys are, again, acting like jerks. Like, where's Laguna? He didn't seem like a jerk. I can't imagine him acting like this. Yeah, we have to go to the TV station and then that'll save everything. I don't get that. Is this place really in the backwoods though? You have a transcontinental railway system that connects to Timber directly. What other city has that? I guess Balam's on the other side, but you can take trains out of here to most of the major places that you might want to go in the world. So, plus, look at that little spinny thing at the top of their sign. No, I don't have that in my town. That's pretty fancy if you ask me. But yeah, you come down here and you keep approaching the soldiers. You have to fight them. Obviously, for what we're doing, fighting soldiers is probably not the best idea. But I figured I'd go ahead and show off how we're going to be dealing with enemies moving forward anyway. So, let's see. We're going to use break, and then break again. And that should be it. It's usually a pretty good success rate. I don't know if these soldiers have any resistance to the break spell. I've never really seen it miss before. I've seen it miss on some enemies, but I've never seen it miss on one of these Galbadian soldiers before. So yeah, there you go. That's that. No problem whatsoever. And just like with the card ability, you don't get experience when you use the break ability. But unlike using the card ability, you don't get any items, and you also don't get AP. So it's not something that you want to use on most enemies because it's just not, you don't get anything for it. But when you have a mandatory fight against an enemy who can't be carded, like those Galbadian soldiers, it's really the only way to avoid getting any experience, at least as far as I'm aware. If there's another method of taking care of that, let me know, but there will be other ways we can deal with getting less experience from certain enemies, but you can't completely negate getting any experience at all. So yeah, that's one way of handling it. There will be a couple of enemies that we can't avoid getting experience from, but we'll deal with that. Wait, what? What just happened here? How am I... Did I forget to equip the Encounter None ability? Well, that was a mess up on my part. My mistake, everyone. Alright. I was gonna... Can't remember what I was gonna say now. But, yeah, we'll just use the break ability again. Not a particularly big deal. I just messed up there. For some reason, it's weird. I don't know why I would have de-equipped it. It's not as if there are so many other great abilities that I need to have on right now, but it's only 2 break spells and it's gonna add like a minute to the video, so not a big deal, but I probably will start editing out more battles moving forward, kind of like I did when we were in the training center before. But yeah, let's go ahead and double check that, make sure that ability is equipped. Oh, I have it at encounter half. Well, that would explain why I didn't run into any battles up to this point, because it does reduce your encounter rate, but yeah, it's kind of annoying. Anyway, let's see. I think there's a timber... Oh, never mind. Let's see, yeah. So you want to, when you come in here, this is Timber Maniacs. You want to examine this stack of magazines, and you get the Girl Next Door magazine, which will be important later in the game. Whatever you do, don't sell it though. Now, what I want to do is, there we go. Alright, so there's another Timber Maniacs here. For some reason, I thought the 2 positions were flip-flop, but yeah, the Timber Maniacs is here, and I guess the Girl Next Door magazine is at the other spot. And then if you talk to this guy, I don't know if it really matters what you choose here. Let's talk about the dream with Laguna. Yeah, I don't know if it really matters what you choose here. He just kind of says something, and then next thing you know, you're in this dialogue. Or maybe it does matter. Huh. I always thought it didn't. I guess I thought it didn't matter for some reason. Maybe it does. I guess I'm always used to choosing 1 or 2 things. That's interesting, huh? I wonder if I can go in and talk to him again. Because I actually did want to show off a particular dialogue that you get with him. Let me see. Yeah, okay, we're good now. So actually, what I wanted to talk to him about was Timber Maniacs. For some reason, I knew it always cut to a second scene. I just thought that the scene was always the same across the 2. But I guess it does depend on what you choose. But the reason I wanted to show this scene off was, well, I guess I'll let the scene roll a little bit here for a second. This guy is talking about Timber Maniacs and how it was his dream to work here, but now because of how things went, or the fact that it kind of sold out, he's more miserable, and his dreams just never went, his dreams didn't go the way they planned them to. And this is this quote by Squall, the one that he was just talking about adults reminiscing on what they could or couldn't do, and how he just hates them going on about it. That was what I actually wanted to show off, because one thing that I noticed in this game, and it's really something I only noticed in the last couple of times I played it. When I first got the game in 1999 or whenever it came out, I was maybe I was like 12, 13 or something like that. So I didn't really have the ability to pay attention to what was going on, like the deeper themes of the game, besides just, oh hey, there's a nice little love story here and we're fighting some enemies or whatnot. But in playing the game, but then I went a long time without playing the game, and I picked it up, you know, the last couple years and played it like 3 or 4 times in the last 5 or 6 years, and we got another battle here, so I'm just gonna edit this out for a second here. Okay, I'm back. And it was just 2 Galbadia soldiers that we fought there, and for defeating them we got a Buell card. Nothing very good, but we'll be using that in a second here. But as I was saying before, I went a while without playing this game, and then I played it again a couple of times in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, and I noticed a lot of things that I just didn't notice when I was younger and playing this game. And one of the things that this game really does a lot, or talks about a lot, is the idea, or the difference between being young and old, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. And they portray being young as being, you know, this magical time, and young here meaning like teens, like I'm assuming that's the way it's kind of portrayed here, like 10, or like not 10, wow, 10 would be way too young, but like 16 through maybe like 20, 21, they kind of portray that as being this magical time when the world is your oyster, and we have all these dreams and romance and all this beautiful, beautiful stuff. And then the next thing you know, boom, you're old, and none of your dreams have come true, and you're suffering under a mortgage with 2 kids and and a partner who just hates you, or whatever the case may be. And it's I don't know, it's weird because, well, it's weird for a couple reasons. One, the game really doesn't show that many people, to my knowledge, who are young-ish, like late 20s to, I guess, late 30s. And as a quick aside here, we want to talk to him, and then, let's see, give him the card. There's like a little mini game or something where you could try to figure out what he wants to drink, and you give him a drink instead, but let's just give him the card. We have no need for it, so yeah. Anyway, but they really don't show to that many people who are in that in-between phase. Maybe Laguna and his crew, but so they really never show people as they're in the process of trying to live out their dreams. It's just either you're A, super hopeful, or B, you are like this old, regretful person, which is kind of weird. And 2, I think they kind of overplay that trope a little bit. The idea that when you're old, you just have all these regrets and none of your dreams come true and everything. Because I tell you what, like, I remember being a teenager. It was a while ago now, but it wasn't that long ago, and being a teenager was not fun. It really wasn't fun at all. Like, I don't know if you guys had different experiences. I won't say it's not fun at all. I mean, that's too harsh in and of itself, but it certainly wasn't like this fantastic, magical time. It was awkward, you know, your body's changing, you're trying to figure out what you want to do and who you are as a person, and I don't know, I feel like I really matured and became and enjoyed life more in my 20s than I did in my teens. I don't know, it's a weird contrast, and they do that quite a bit in this game. So that's just kind of my random rant / notice or observation of the day. But yeah. But now we're here at the TV station, and I guess there's still static on the screen. And I don't know if they explained this, but there is, because of an event that took place 17 years ago, it's been impossible to make radio broadcasts. There's just a massive amount of interference, and I think they kind of allude to what causes that, but yeah, they don't really explain why it changes, or they don't explain directly why that was the case, or why it changes now. And when that time comes, when they kind of hint at it, I'll probably talk about it a little bit more then, but they don't really do a great job of talking about it, so yeah. But there are too many guards here, so I guess we're just gonna have to come up with a new plan. Or at least that's what Noah's thinking. And Squall and Zell are saying, look, it's not our job, it's all on you. That's the life of a mercenary. You hired us. Yes, you hired us. I don't think that this is a controversial notion. That's kind of... Yeah, that's kind of mean. Yeah. Uh-oh. Squall's firing shots back. Yeah, Squall. Go in. Preach, Squall. Preach. Set him up. Now finish her. No. I guess you just lost your nerve at the last second. I probably should have left it at that if I'm gonna talk all this trash, but it doesn't really matter that much. Why? Why would you think that? You clearly had no idea. Yeah, the fact that you thought that 3 mercenaries were gonna help save everything was probably your first mistake. This whole thing is kind of like you have to have a better plan. I mean, Squall's right. Like, if you are gonna hire mercenaries and say, well, hiring mercenaries is gonna basically save the day for us, you have to have a better plan in place to use those mercenaries, right? You can't just say, okay, we have mercenaries now, and then just have them running around randomly. You have to say, we're gonna... I guess they had the president plan, but even with that, they just said, we're gonna kidnap the president, and they had no idea like what they were gonna negotiate for. That's just a lack of organization. But anyway, looks like they figured out the static thing somehow. They couldn't figure it out for 17 years, but all of a sudden now it's all good. So let's figure out what exactly all this nonsense has been about. Yes. You can calm down now, buddy. Okay. Everyone is aware of this. There you go. It's alright. Happens to everyone. Lifelong president. You see, it's never a good thing for your government structure if you have a lifelong president. Doesn't really help me feel like you have a democracy running there when you have a lifelong president. I think it throws off the checks and balances a little bit. What are you going to do if the president can't be fired? Huh, Selfie was right. Yeah, she was right. It is a peace proposal. Some trifling problems, like us invading your countries and killing your people. I don't remember what that was. Okay. I like how he's just assuming that everyone wants to be at this conference. He's like, well, I'm taking over your country. Now I'm gonna have a conference to talk about it, and you're gonna be there, and here's my ambassador, who just happens to be the sorceress, who I'm assuming, given the fact that her name is capitalized, that's not a good thing. And this is also probably not a good thing. Maybe we should... I like how the president was just being so calm there. I don't know if you saw that, but he was just kind of waving the soldiers on as if he was just unamused. I'm guessing he's a little more into what's going on now, though. It's too bad Striper was just out of control. He'd make a great C. He's super powerful, but he's just out of control. See, Squall, this is why you shouldn't have said anything. It's like Keesus had a radar saying, Squall is here, must call Squall to me. Now you're stuck. And everything goes back to gray. Alright, we'll go. Jeez. And for some reason they put us back in control of Squall and crew here. I don't even think you can run into any random battles, so there's really no point to that whatsoever, but I guess it's there. And somehow all the soldiers have been cleared out. Weren't there like 6 or 7 of them in there before? No sign of them now. They just completely abandoned the president. See? Renoa could actually learn some tips from Cypher. If you're gonna kidnap the president, you really can't do it halfway. You gotta go balls to the wall. Stop talking, Zell. Seriously, for once, please listen to Cypher. And why is Zell shaking over there? Yep, there it is. I like how Selphie just completely turns away. It's funny, Selphie in this game, she always seems so disengaged from what's going on. It's kind of amusing. Zell, you really need to calm down. Yeah. It's weird. Cypher's not a seed, which again makes sense. But Zell just seems to lack the common sense necessary to make a good seed. You know, like even less than Selphie. Like Selphie, sure she seems a little goofy or not all there, but at least she stood there and was quiet during all of this. Zell is just messing everything up. Seriously, man. Blowing stuff for us. Alright. I'll take care of it. And now we have to follow him and figure out what's going on. Ominous music, and this entire area is purple. That's never a good sign. I'm gonna guess that's the sorceress. Just call it gamer's intuition. Or maybe the fact that I've played this game 6 times now. I prefer gamer's intuition. I like how she was preemptively casting a spell there. I wouldn't know what to do either. I don't think Cypher can take on the sorceress by himself. That would be nice. But Cypher can't back down. And that's another thing that really becomes more clear as you're playing the game. It's like Cypher is that type of guy who just goes headfirst into something, but then is afraid to ask for help or like back out when he's already in. It's almost as if he wants to portray that he knows what he's doing, or portray confidence even when he has no idea what he's doing or is scared. And so he just refuses to back out and will keep doing things just because he doesn't want to seem like he made a mistake. Alright, we're bidding farewell to our childhood, I guess. You'd think Squall wouldn't just like stand there. But it's a little too late now. He's been put to sleep or stunned or something. And they disappear behind some curtain. Not even gonna say anything. The sorceress can apparently teleport. That would be tough to beat. Not here. See, that's why you shouldn't have run off. If you would have stayed here, you would have got to see your man. No, I doubt it. She's so chill about it. That's kind of funny. You would think that given her relationship with Cypher, she'd be more concerned about him, but I guess not. And yeah, there's like some guard back there who says, "Oh, you can't come in here now." You would think they would have had that guard there earlier, but you know, whatever. And somehow they destroyed their mobile base. No idea how they. You would think that they could have just like driven it somewhere or done something, but then again, the Forest Owls don't seem like the most well put together. Didn't mean to do that. But the Forest Owls don't seem to be the most well put together resistance group you've ever seen. So I guess I could see that happening. But yeah, we got to figure out what we're gonna do next. Yeah, kidnapping the president probably is not a great step if you want to be safe in any given area. Alright, we'll figure something out. Yeah, we'll take care of it. Don't get so excited, Renoa. Calm down. Well, maybe you should wait for us. If you want to get protected, you just can't take off on us like that. Whatever. But I'm actually going to end this video here. Next time we will attempt to find a safe place for Renoa and regroup after our first encounter with the sorceress. Until then, this has been Marathon Hurdler. I want to thank you as always for checking out my videos, and hopefully I will see you next time.